Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Today is the release of the Kebos Lowlands update. I'm very excited. So I'm going to be giving you my first impressions of the day. I'm going to try out most of the new content. We're going to try out the new farming guild. We're going to get a Konar task and maybe try out the Mulch fishing. And maybe later in the day I'll go maybe try some of the diaries or do the quest, although I kind of want to wait for a guide to come out. So to begin with here, we are doing a few birdhouse runs. Now the reason for this is I want to get a chance at getting some of the new seeds. It's not very likely, but I'm just going to set them up for now and we'll come back later in the video. Okay, so to begin with here, there is a new fairy ring code, which is CIR, and that will bring you right pretty much close to the farming guild. And it's also a very good teleport to get to Mount Karulm because it's right beside the agility shortcut and is very quick to get there. So this is where the teleport takes you to. From here, you want to run a little bit southwest to get to the farming guild or north to get to Mount Karulm. So as mentioned before, the farming guild is divided into 3 different tiers. Now I'm going to try out as many of the new seeds as I can. I'm not going to go ahead and just buy a redwood seed for 1 mil for no reason. Okay, so we've entered the farming guild and now we're going to talk to the guild master Jane. She's actually the one who can assign you with the farming contracts. I don't think there's any reason not to get a farming contract because there's a chance of getting some new seeds or new loot from it. So we're going to go have a look at what options there are available. So I'd like a farming contract. Let's have a look here. So we have level 45 contracts, level 65 contracts, and level 85 contracts. My farming level is actually 86, I believe, so we'll just go for the hard contract. Why not? So let's see what we get. Yew tree, that's pretty easy. We'll just go ahead and buy a yew sapling off the Grand Exchange and go ahead and plant it. So by doing this, there's actually a chance that you get some of the new seeds as well as just a bonus reward. So we'll have to wait 6 hours until our yew tree is done growing, and we'll see what the loot ends up being. Okay, so we're back at the guild. We have a yew sapling. So in the west part here, which I think is the first tier or second tier of the guild, we have a tree patch, which we're going to plant our sapling in right now. We also have the herb patch, which I believe is a disease-free patch, which is quite good. And we'll break that too, and maybe we'll plant a Renar seed while we're here. And I believe we have the Celestris patch here as well, which we won't be able to get the seed for because I don't know if you saw on Reddit, somebody actually bought a seed for 10 million GP. Not worth it because the battle staff wood cannot be worth that much. Actually, sorry, this is the anima patch, which again is an untradeable seed, so we won't be able to get that until we kind of get lucky. There's no way to really grind that because you have to wait for your plants to grow. So that's what's in the west side of the guild. In the tier 1, which should be available to everyone who can enter the guild, there's an allotment patch, a bush patch, a flower patch, and a cactus patch a little bit up to the north. So we're going to plant the new snape grass seed as well as the new potato cactus seed. One other interesting thing worth noting here is there's actually some master farmers in here that you can pickpocket, and they only have the pickpocket option on them. But yeah, there's actually master farmers that you can pickpocket right here, and there's one in the north that's very close to a bank. So a very good spot for thieving too, I believe. So maybe later we'll get around to trying to pickpocket some master farmers because they actually have a chance of dropping a new snape grass seed and the new potato cactus seed, which I think I checked, they're going for about 10k each right now. So really that's quite good for how easy they are to obtain. And then the last tier of the farming guild, we have, I think, the Celestris patch. We have a spirit trees patch, which we're going to go ahead and plant right now. A fruit tree patch and the redwood tree to the west, which we'll maybe plant tomorrow. Maybe once the seeds drop a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and plant a papaya seed. The reason we're actually planting everything is because there's actually a chance of receiving a new seed, or I think an anima seed, just from actually harvesting your plants. Okay, so we're going to plant the spirit tree seed here. This seems very convenient because the other teleport to the farming guild is not actually that close. And next up here, we're going to go plant the potato cactus seed, which is a little bit north of the tier 1 of the farming guild. We're going to go ultra compost it because we don't want it to die. And we'll go ahead and plant that. I bought these snape grass seeds for 10k on the Grand Exchange. Definitely not worth it. So that's 30k to plant snape grass seeds, but whatever. All right, we're back and we're just going to go ahead and plant the snape grass seed in both of the allotment patches. Why not? It seems like the experience will be pretty good because I think you get 82 per harvest. And I've heard you get quite a lot of snape grass per seed you plant. However, I'm going to be losing money on this currently because the seeds were way too expensive. Okay, so that's pretty much everything I can plant in the farming guild for now, except for maybe the bush and flower, but I don't think that's super important. So now we're going to go get a task from the new Slayer Master, Konar. So from the teleport, you run a little bit to the north, and there's an agility shortcut. The first one requires, I think, 30 or 40, and then the second one's around 60 or mid-60s. Very convenient, otherwise you have to run all the way around, which kind of sucks. So first up here, we have a forge, which is kind of interesting. A bank is very close by to the actual dungeon entrance, which is in the middle to the left there. It's kind of this interesting elevator system. Now, Konar is actually to the south, so it's all pretty compact. So actually, when you go down into the dungeon, it does not take that long to get out and bank. So it's actually not super important to bring gear that you need to sustain for a long time. So let's go ahead and try to grab a task from Konar. We need to skip our current task, which is Hellhounds, I believe. So let's just kind of quickly check here. And also we need to buy the Boots of Stone, which we'll have to go buy that quickly here. So yeah, the Boots of Stone are pretty cheap. You need to have them equipped at all times when you're in the dungeon, or else you're going to take an insane amount of damage. Okay, so our current task is 171 Hellhounds. Let's go ahead and cancel that. And let's just hope for a new task, either Drakes or Worms, or actually no, we can't even get Drakes. I'm dumb. I guess Worms or Sulfur Lizard, really. So let's get a task here. Perfect, 147 Worms. That is very lucky. I'm excited. Let's go ahead and try that out. So I'm just bringing some melee gear to begin with here. I don't really know how they do damage or what else I should bring. So let's go down into the dungeon and have a quick look. Okay, so we have 3 different directions to go, and man, this dungeon looks cool. Let's just try this wave first. It looks like you have to hop over the walls, which is kind of cool. I think once you're on the other side, you may start taking damage from the ground. Oh, no, we don't want here. Those are Hydras. So again, very easy and convenient to get to. Let's have a look at the world map here, maybe. So we have Hydras to the north, Worms, okay, we want that to the west. The alchemical Hydras in here. The other level has Drakes and the Sulfur Lizards, and there's also some regular monsters in here that you can get assigned to the Konar task as well. Okay, so here are the Worms. Now, it looks like everyone is praying Mage, so I'm maybe guessing it's a magic-based melee attack or just a magic-based attack overall. So maybe meleeing it may not be the best, or at least I should bring prayer gear, but I think I might just try this out for a little bit, and if not, I may just switch to range, and we'll see how that goes. So from what I've heard so far, the actual global loot table is very overpowered. I'm not really sure about the worm drop table overall, but Konar has a global loot table that can be accessed by any monster that is assigned by Konar. So that could be an existing monster like Greater Demons. If you're doing it on a Konar task, there's a chance that you hit this global loot table. Some of the drops on this global loot table are really good, like 200 Grimy Torso is worth like 2 mil right now, 200 Grimy Snapdragon, Magic Seeds, Crystal Keys, and this is in addition to your normal drop. So it's just a bonus, really, just for doing Konar tasks. Someone in my CC said they got 2 mil from a worm task, the one I'm doing right now. And that is probably mostly due to the global loot table, so I think that might be a bit overtuned right now. Now, I'm not going to be picking up the worm bones, although they are selling on the Grand Exchange right now for over 1,000 coins each. They're just so common. And while it is close to bank, it's just not really worth it to me right now. The worm drop table and really all of the monsters here seem to be very heavily dropping blood runes and soul runes and stuff like that, as well as a ton of alcohols, like just drops red D'hide chaps, earth battle staffs, rune med helms, stuff like that. Okay, so we headed back to the bank, and you can see all the alcohols I have here. We got a bunch of red D'hide. I think the pure essence is actually from the global loot table, although probably the worst one on there. We're getting lots of soul runes, blood runes, and just a ton of alcohol things. I think we're going to switch over to ranged gear right now, though, because I want to kill them quicker, and I can use a blowpipe, as well as the fact that they do magic damage, so I think having a higher magic defense will be much better. So the notable drops from the worm drop table are, of course, the Dragon Harpoon and the Dragon Sword, which are dropping very quickly right now. I mean, the actual price of it is dropping. They're not dropping very quickly for me right now. We have a bunch of seeds, as well as very common, we get rune arrow tips, adamant arrow tips, and stuff like that. Looks like they do have a rare chance of dropping 200 raw shark. And this drop table just feels pretty strong. Like, it feels kind of like a neck reel drop table almost, with a ton of alcohols and stuff like that. It's probably not quite as good, but if you consider the global loot table, it's better than pretty much any Slayer monster at that level. Like, this is a level 63 Slayer monster, and it feels like just as good as Gargoyles, if not better. And that's excluding the global loot table. So I think all of this is a bit overtuned right now, and I believe it's probably going to get nerfed. Okay, so we just finished up the task of worms. It probably took me around 1 hour to complete. I was getting around 20,000 to 23,000 or something XP per hour with the blowpipe in Slayer, and around 80 to 90,000 in range. So it's probably not the best experience task, although it could be because I'm not optimized well for this task. That's definitely possible. Okay, so where's the completion here? So yeah, we completed the task. You get 18 Slayer points for completing it, which is extremely strong. And let's have a look at the loot I got. So we got 122k just straight in cash. That's from also alching some things. We have 3 rune battle axes right now in our inventory, as well as a few more alcohols. So let's alcohol this stuff, and let's see how much we got. Now keep in mind, I don't think I hit the global loot table once, except for the pure essence, which actually granted I mostly picked up off the ground. The rest of this seems to be just regular worm drop table, and I got 400k from that, which is extremely good for the level of monster it is right now, and that, again, did not hit the global loot table. So from what I've experienced so far and what people in my CC have said, it seems like Konar is what is making this so overpowered. Konar has a chance of the global loot table. Konar gives 18 Slayer points per task, which is quite good, and really can boost any Slayer task that she gives up by a ton. Okay, so we're just going to take a break from that, and we're going to head back to the farming guild for now. So we're harvesting some snape grass here, so let's see how many snape grass we get. Oh my god, how much snape grass do you get here? I've already gotten over 15, and it's still going. I mean, this is probably good because snape grass is hard to obtain otherwise, and you can grow these in a million allotment patches now, but oh my god, I'm gonna get like another full inventory of this. Okay, not quite. We got 24 snape grass from one allotment patch, 56 snape grass, quite good. So next up, we're gonna check on our potato cactus. The potato cactus before this were also very hard to obtain, and they will probably continue to be a little hard to obtain because there's only 2 cactus patches in the game. Although I'm getting quite a few potato cactus from this as well. And unlike other plants, I believe the potato cactus will regenerate itself and you don't actually need to clear it. So we're just checking on our birdhouses in the very rare chance that I get a new seed, which we didn't get unfortunately, so we'll just continue on from here. Okay, so the last piece of content I'm going to try in this video is the Mulch fishing area. It doesn't really have many requirements. To start off here, you'll need 43 fishing and 35 hunter, although it scales up from here. So what you actually need to do is talk to Ari the angler and grab a cormorant from him to start doing fishing with. So you need to actually take all of your hand items off and probably your weapons too. So once you talk to him, he'll give you the cormorant. So what you need to start by doing is picking up a king worm off the ground, and I'd also recommend picking up the knife that's in the house here. What happens is your cormorant needs food to continue going. It'll either take king worms, or when you cut down the fish that you get, it'll also eat that, which is recommended because you'll get the cooking experience and you don't need to pick up these king worms off the ground all the time. So basically what you do is you just click on these pools, your cormorant will fly out and back and give you experience both fishing and hunter. Now, initially it seems like you really want to click on the things that are closer to you because the animation will not cancel itself. So you want to run as close to the shore as possible. You can see right here, my cormorant is taking a lot longer to go. If I click on the pool right beside me and I'm right up by the edge to the water, it's going to be a lot quicker. So you're going to fill up your inventory with these fish. From here, you want to actually cut them down into their fish stock. Now, I would only recommend doing enough just to feed your cormorant because honestly, the cooking experience isn't that great and it slows down your fishing and hunter experience a bit. Okay, so I've been trying this out for a bit, and I'm finding the experience rates I'm getting to be a little bit less than the rates that they said. I'm getting about the rates that they said at level 43 fishing and 35 hunter. However, I do have access to the common trench, so it should be getting a bit more. This could just be because I'm not doing it efficiently or right even. That's probably the case. How do I feel about this method? It seems a bit click intensive for the reward. You're constantly having to click on these pools and moving back and forth. Now right now I'm getting about 18k fishing experience an hour and around 25 or 26k hunter experience an hour. That would probably go up a bit once I get used to it more. But really, hunter experience is pretty quick on its own, and fishing experience is AFK and quicker when you do fly fishing or barbarian fishing. However, it's kind of a cool combo method. I wouldn't really see myself doing this too much unless the experience rates were a little bit higher. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for the quick first impressions video I'm going to do. I'm going to be coming out with more content this week on the farming guild, and we're going to do a bunch of Slayer tonight. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the Kebos Lowlands. Go try it out, and I will see you tomorrow.